Welcome into the Rowdy Studio. I am Buzz Cutler. That's Bassmasters, and it wouldn't be 3 days before a race if we didn't talk about Danica or something like that.
It's going to be Danica Watch all season long, and going to Vegas.
You know why? Because you asked for it.
Yeah, the people want to know what's going on with the Danica, and what's going on with the Danica is she's having a worse start to this season than she had to last season.
In Nationwide, it's going to be about, we're racing for the championship, so results matter, of course, which is why the guys worked so hard to get me back out at Daytona. But, as I said, my original goals, well, actually, I didn't have any goals when I first started racing stock cars, and I think that was a negative. I think that you need some expectation levels that aren't, I want to go win. Everybody wants to win, that's clear. But some realistic ones, some ones that you can actually make happen. So first it was top 20s, and now it's, through the progression, now it's top 10.
Daytona wasn't her fault.
Nothing that happened during speed weeks was really her fault.
No. Obviously, you could read way too much in the first two races of the season, but it does put more pressure on this race. At Las Vegas, it's a big, fast downforce track. She's more comfortable on that kind of track. And her best career NASCAR finish was a 4th place in this race last year.
Best finish ever by a woman in one of NASCAR's 3 National Touring Series.
That's correct. So there is more pressure. It's not necessarily fair to judge her on the first 2 races, but with all that attention comes some undue pressure, and that's what she's got to face this weekend.
I think on the mile and a half, there's some likelihood to be in the top 10 more consistently, and then from there on it'll be top 5s, and hopefully we can win this season.
Look, I believe that Danica is going to do some good things in the Nationwide Series this season. I'm not prepared to say she's going to win a race, but I believe another top 5 and a few top 10s are in her future. The expectations need to be moderated, though, at least coming from us, coming from the viewers and the fans. I'm sure Danica is putting a lot of pressure and has very high expectations for herself, but I'm not sure that we should be putting those expectations on her. This is her first full-time season in the Nationwide Series.
That's what comes with this kind of exposure.
But let's be realistic.
I think the realistic prognosis would be an up and down season with some hits and some misses. And the question really becomes, how many flashes of talent do you see? Because even at as sort of early in your career, from certain guys, you see those flashes. I mean, I think back to Casey Kane. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, he had experience in a stock car more so than Danica when he got to the Cup Series. Hadn't even won a race in the Nationwide Series when he got his Cup ride. But you see flashes. Is that 4th place here last year a flash from Danica? I don't know. But if I'm a fan of Danica and I want to see her succeed, I don't expect her, like you say, she may not even win a race this year. But you want to see those flashes, you want to see those top 5s, you want to see her leading laps and running up front from time to time. This kind of racetrack is a good track for her to do that, so I think there's some pressure this weekend.
I mean, I just get along better with the more banked, grippy tracks. I mean, they just are a little bit more of a translation from my experience in Indy cars than going to flatter, less grip tracks. So, that's why Texas and Vegas and places like that are good for me, because it's just a little bit more of what I'm used to.
I go back to what Elliott Sadler said during Speed Weeks. He said that Danica Patrck is the most improved driver over the past season in any of NASCAR's 3 National Touring Series. If Elliott Sadler says it, that's good enough for me. But you're right. When it comes to tracks with higher expectations, the downforce tracks are up there. Tony Stewart, when he put together her Cup schedule, specifically put tracks on there like Darlington and Bristol, tracks that would be more of a challenge. You don't expect Las Vegas to be as much of a challenge.
You want to see her perform well if you're a fan. That's the bottom line.
It's the bottom line. And Danica, we're fans.
Yeah, we're here for you. Come in anytime.
We'll keep the seat warm in the meantime. Scoot over. Keep the seat warm.
Nah, I'm not moving. For Buzz Cutler, I'm Bassmasters. We'll see you next time.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.